end the videos on
7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
we saved the best for last, my friends. Yes, 2.0 builds. Jared and Curtis style. We're going Scum. Scum.
I don't play Scum. I don't have Scum.
You've flown Scum once or twice, I think, somewhere.
I don't play Scum.
Well, I do. And I happen to put 3 builds together. So,
surprise!
So I'm going to start this off saying that I will be honest, with the Rebels and the Scum, or with the Rebels and the Galactic Empire. I do find, and the game 2.0 is young, but I do find try to fill the spots and find the chemistry and find things I like still a challenge. A lot of the upgrades I'd read and I just go, ugh. But I mean, they're upgrades that we used in the past, but the chemistry seems to have changed in the game a bit. So to me, I just didn't see the same chemistries that I did in the past. But that's okay because we're in Scum now, and of course, my first build, and the first one I plan to find, has a Fang fighter. Well, we know what that means. Ben Rao is in the house. Yes. And then, of course, the M12Ls. 2 of those. So basically, my regional build that I love flying, I've converted into a 2.0 build. So Fen Rao came out to 68 points, he did. Pilot skill 6, right where he should be. Yes, you look so impressed, Mr. Schwabi. But, you know, and they already got him set up with all the goodies that I want on him. While you defend or perform an attack, if the attack range is 1, you may roll 1 additional dice.
I think that should have been scrapped, actually.
I don't. I think it's a thing of beauty. And Fen Rao pays the price for it because he's like a glass thing. He can go in there and blow things to pieces, or he can have a bad roll of dice and be off the board. So he gives up the safety zone for that. I mean, the board only gets this. He's the same, only 4 halls. So, and then what's the other one? While you defend, if the attack range is 1 and you are in the attacker's firing arc, change 1 result to an evade, which is basically, yeah, you're not given the evade anymore. You can change 1 result into evade, but you do get an extra die, so you're still rolling the 5 dice. That works for me. So that's not too bad. So that's basically pretty close to what most people were flying with them before. And a little dash. So just to give them a little dash of something different and justify the 68 points, I gave them ion torpedoes.
This guy's got ion in the brain.
I love it. Spend 1 energy. This attack hits, spend 1 energy or crit result.
Our Aussie friend is going to be, I wonder what he's going to come up with.
And then all the remaining is ion tokens.
Sean White, I'm interested to see what you're going to come up with.
Oh, this is brilliant. You get right up on somebody's ass. You roll 4 dice, 5 dice. You know he's only got 1 because he's a big ship or something. You turn it all to 4 hits. He rolls nothing. So you go, okay. There's 1 damage. 4 ion, call it a night. You ain't going nowhere. So I mean, in the past, in 1.0, you could ion maybe once. Maybe if you got lucky, you got 2 ions on a big base. Now, in 1 attack, you can guarantee that it doesn't matter what the hell that base is. He's only moving 1 next turn. I love that. So, anyways, yes, I'm excited for the Fen Rao. And then I did my normal guys, Dalen or Boros or whatever. At the start of the engagement phase, you may choose 1 shielded ship in your bullseye and spend 1 energy. If you do, that ship loses 1 shield and you recover 1 shield. So that ability's even better. I've got you in my bullseye. I'm going to spend a lousy energy to get a shield back. Oh, and you lose 1. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. I'm signed up for that program. And dead to rights. While you perform an attack, if the defender is in your bullseye, defense dice cannot be modified using green tokens, which was the standard from before, 1.0. But I do like the ability they've added to them. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. And just to make him a little more spicy, I gave him the R5 Astromech. Because, to be honest, I'm looking at Astromechs. There's lots of gimmicks and stuff. But I just like the basic, you can repair face down, and you can use some to get rid of a couple. So that, yeah, use 1 energy to repair a face down damage card, which I assume means you're getting rid of it. And then you could always use it to repair face up damage cards. So right now in 1.0, I always seem to get the cards that give you pilot skill 0 or whatever, and you're stuck with it for the rest of the freaking game. Yeah, no, I'll just use his ability, flip it down, make it go away. So that's pretty sweet. Then I threw in cluster missiles, because why not? If you prefer, what is this? Spend 1 energy, and you get 4 energy, so you're going to get to use this 4 times. Well, but you do need a target lock. So there's one downside. Spend 1 energy. After this attack, you may perform... Oh, yeah. After this attack, you may perform this attack as a bonus attack against a different target at range 1 to 0 of the defender, ignoring the target locking requirements. So these stupid things you can use 4 times. You shoot at 1 guy. It's 3 dice. And then you get a bonus attack on anybody who's within 1 of him. So, 5 points. Why not? So I also gave these things a hull upgrade because 8 hull isn't enough. Why not have 9 and 2 shields? And then I gave a marksmanship. Well, you perform an attack. If the defender is in your bullseye, you may change the hit to a crit. I've flown these a lot with the bullseye. I've got used to working with the bullseye. So, you know, I mean, marksmanship is only 1 point. I'm pretty sure I'll get to use it at least a couple times with the bullseye.
I don't think I can do that, actually, on this one.
Yeah. And then my last one, he was pilot skill 3. I went with the pilot skill 4, Tyranny Kolda. And his ability, after you perform an attack, each enemy ship in your bullseye suffers 1 damage unless it removes 1 green token. That's pretty sweet. I don't mind that. And it still has the dead to rights while you perform an attack. If the defender's in your bullseye, defense dice cannot be modified using green tokens. So, I mean, I think with this ability in swarms, you'll probably get pretty good action out of it. I don't know, it seems to work. And then I get to set them up the same way. R5 Astromech, cluster missiles, hull upgrade, and marksmanship. So I'll be honest, I mean, I love doing my my 1.0 build with these 3 ships, but I'm actually looking forward to flying my 2.0 way more. This is going to have way more punch than my 1.0 build ever did. This is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, that was exhausting. Holy cow. What, Mr. I Don't Play Scum, did you draw with that creative list you had?
I have no creative list. So I have very few Scum ships. So I have the Curex Fighter, the M3A Interceptor, and the G1A Starfighter. So for my Curex Fighter, I have Talonbane Cobra, which says, while you defend at attack range 3 or perform an attack at range 1, roll an additional dice. So, if I'm defending at range, while you defend at attack range 3. So when I'm defending, I get to roll an additional dice of 3.
Which is decent.
So technically he rolls 4 dice, because you all might get your range bonus. So, yeah, that's pretty good. So I get to roll 4 dice with him on a defense if it's at range 3. And then at range 1, I get to roll 4 dice on the attack. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He pretty much packs a punch like...
Again, thumbs up for Scum. From the Rebel player.
Counterband Cybernetics. I put on him.
That's a cool card.
Homing missiles, hull upgrade, shield upgrade, munitions failsafe, and elusive.
Holy cow, how many points is he?
He is 50 points.
With all that stuff?
And with all that stuff.
Holy cow.
And it says before, so contraband. So before you activate, you may spend 1 energy. If you do, until the end of the round, you can perform actions and execute red maneuvers even while stressed. He has homing missiles, which says attack target lock. So you spend your target lock. Spend 1 energy after you declare the defender. The defender may choose to suffer 1 damage. If he does, skip the attack and defense dice steps, and the attack is treated as hitting. So, homing missiles, you don't even need to roll dice, but it's up to the defender. So the defender can say, you know what, I'm going to take the 1 damage and no dice to roll. So that would suck for me because I don't get to roll my 4 dice on the attack, which when people play against me would be a good thing because I know my red dice are good and my green dice suck. So, you know.
It's a guaranteed hit.
Hull upgrade. Oh, we know what that is. Shield upgrade, we know what that is. Munitions failsafe. It says, while you perform a secondary weapon attack like a torpedo or missile, after rolling attack dice, you may cancel all dice results to recover 1 energy you spent as a cost for the attack. And then elusive. So while you defend, you may spend 1 energy to reroll 1 defensive dice. After you fully execute a red maneuver, recover 1 energy. So you spend your 1 energy that you have for elusiveness to be able to reroll 1 defensive dice. So, see how I really suck at green dice? That gives me at least 1 chance to reroll 1 dice to maybe get an evade.
Hot damn.
So Talamain. And then I play Surisu.
What kind of ship is he?
In the M3 Interceptor,
okay.
While a friendly ship at range 0 to 1 defends, it may re-roll 1 of its dice. So the M3 is like, hey man, you're my friend. I know you. Guess what? You can re-roll defensive dice.
You've got a lot of re-rolling in this build.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Yes, I do. You can equip, and it says you have weapon hardpoint. So it's a thing that you have on the M3A Interceptor. It says weapon hardpoint. You get to choose 1 of 3 weapons. You get to choose the cannon, the missile, or the torpedo to put on it.
Okay.
So weapon hardpoint is you can choose the cannon, the torpedo, or the missile upgrade to add to your bar. So I chose the heavy laser cannon. So after the modify attack dice step, change all your hit results to, or crit results to hit results, which kind of makes no sense to me. I'm actually not liking heavy laser cannon now that I keep reading it. Shield upgrade.
It's a little ship. It'll have a big bang.
Shield upgrade, and then squad leader. While you coordinate, the ship you choose can perform an attack action only if that action is also on your action bar. So, the squad leader, which is a total different wording from the last one, is saying once you coordinate, you're going to be able to, they're going to be able to do an action, but only the actions that's on your bar. So if you have like target lock, or barrel roll, or evade, or focus, or coordinate on the M3A Interceptor, if your opponent has any, if your other ship has any of that, well, they get it as well. You can let them do that. So, other than that, that's that one. And then the last one is Zuckuss. Everybody plays Zuckuss. Zuckuss.
I know.
Zuckuss.
I've never played Zuckuss as a scum
So,
player.
while you perform a primary attack, you may roll 1 additional attack die. If you do, the defender rolls 1 additional attack dice. What did I put on them? Well, let's read, shall we? Yes. I put the heavy laser cannon, the Tobias bucket, which says setup. After placing forces, you may choose 1 obstacle in the play area. If you do, place it anywhere in the play area beyond range 2 of any board edge or ship and beyond range 1 of other obstacles. So you could, if you don't like something in a certain position, with the Tobias bucket, you could take one of those and
move it.
Put it somewhere else on the board. So if there's something that's in your way or something that you want to go to or a section you want to go to that could cause you problems, you can remove it. So somebody that puts that big, huge, fat-ass stone right in the middle of the board, if you don't like it, you could take that and say, okay, thank you, I'll move that down somewhere else. So that's pretty. I think that's pretty cool idea.
I've seen that card, and I think in a lot of builds there's some strategy to that.
Yeah, and then there's.
I think it's going to get good play, to be honest.
Feedback array. Before you engage, you may gain 1 ion token and 1 disarm token. If you do, each ship at range 0 suffers 1 damage. I don't know if I'll ever use that actually. But it sounded.
How many
cool.
points was it?
4.
Oh, it's 4 points. 1.0, it's 2.
I don't know if I'll use it, but we'll see. It sounded cool when I read it the first time. Then add a lot of plating. Before you would suffer damage from an obstacle or from a friendly bomb detonating, you may spend 1 energy. If you do, prevent 1 damage. And then I have juke on there. And we all know what juke is, so you get to defender. You may perform an attack if you are evading. You may change 1 of your defender's evade results to a focus result. And then, obviously, he gets the title card Mist Hunter, which added the cannon slot on the Mist Hunter. And the barrel roll.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So, Mist Hunter adds a cannon slot, but also gives you the white barrel roll.
So you get rid of the red one.
You get rid of the red one.
Sounds good.
Zuckuss, I probably won't play.
How many points did that come up to?
200.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, and Talabane is 74 points. Sarasu is 59 points. And Zuckuss is 67.
Well, that sounds like a fun build.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, back to this side of the table. What is the one build that I was known for? Because I was that guy playing all of the time with Scum. That would be the triple toilet bowls.
Oh yeah, so this guy whined for months upon months. Give me a headache how much he was whining about the toilet bowls. I'm like, oh,
well, they killed him.
And now they're coming back and they have some stuff added to him, and now he's all happy again.
Well, they're not what they used to be, but I thought for the hell of it, and I'm in trouble because I used to have 4 or 5 of them. Now I only have 2. So if I do build a build, I gotta go buy another toilet bowl. But anyways, I put together 3 jump masters. Why not? They are all just contracted scouts, pilot skill 2. They are all set up the exact same, well, almost the same way. Let's see, I added a pilot to each one, which I don't think we could do. The last one we weren't adding pilots. Now they can add pilots, so I've kind of set up all the same, but gave them different pilots. 6 hull, 3 shields. Now they have 2 attack and 2 defense. To me, that makes them just a little more survivable. I mean, they roll the same sort of dice, but they at least survive.
I wasn't sure if I could put 2 hull upgrades on Talonmay. I was like, oh, 2 hull upgrades, they make me up 7.
Actually, you might be able to.
I think I probably could. I was like, oh, that makes him 7. I was like, oh, I'm going to do that instead.
So what I put on these guys is proton torpedoes. You get 2 energies, so you're going to get 2 attacks. Munitions fail safe. That way, let's see, cancel. Yeah, if I don't like the dice that I roll, I can just cancel them, spend an energy, or just cancel the dice you roll, and you recover an energy. So theoretically, the proton torpedoes, I got 2 energy, and I'll have those until I get 2 dice rolls that I like. And then with the first one, I put Tobias Beckett. Set up after placing forces. Oh, just wait. Choose 1 obstacle. That you were reading that too. You had put him on one of your ships.
Yep.
So it allows you to just move 1 of the obstacles around. For the jump masters, that's good because I like them in a particular place. So if something's out of line, I can at least fix 1 of them. The second jump master, again, proton torpedoes, munitions, fail safe, just to be safe. And I threw on, because I could, rebel person, Chewbacca. Chewbacca in a jump master.
What? Ooh. How does Chewbacca go in his... Oh,
because he's on the Scum faction now. So at the start of the engagement phase, you may spend 2 energy to repair one face-up damage card. And the energy revives. So I mean, face-up damage cards, there's a way to get rid of them.
Wow.
So that's just kind of fun. And then the last one, again, munition failsafe, proton torpedoes. But for this one, I put on Forlong. While you perform an attack, after rolling attack dice, you may name a type of green token. If you do, gain 2 ion tokens, so I'm moving 1 straight. During this attack, the defender cannot spend tokens of that named type. So, yeah, you get stuck moving 1 forward, which kind of sucks, but it's at least a white move, so you still get your action, as long as you're not bumping or hitting anything. But if you roll that perfect roll with the proton torpedoes, and he's got evades or whatever, at least you got an option to take him off the table, so he's stuck with whatever he rolls. So to me, that's worth the trade-off of moving one turn. So yeah. So I don't know how well they're going to do in the meta, but at least I wanted to see if I could put a valid 3 Jumpmaster build ship together, and I think the 3 of these should play out kind of fun. You got the pilots, so I mean, really, it's a matter of goof around with pilots until you find 3 that work good chemistry together. But no, what? I'm thinking this will be a fun build to play with against people. You'll love it when I play with that.
So I didn't guess what he would play because toilet bowls, because you wanted so much about him. But I bet you he wouldn't guess one of the ships that I played lots, or that I used to love, or that I started really liking in Scum. There's one ship that I like in Scum. You know what it is?
The Z95s.
Yeah.
You're so proud of them.
Fucking Z95.
Oh, let me guess. Was it Nibs? Was it the...
No, it's the Star Vipers.
Oh, the Star Viper. Yeah.
So,
fun ships. Yeah.
Guess what? I built a 3 Star Viper build for my second.
And those are fun. Those are a good time.
They get to keep their funky barrel roll, which is really cool. They're really the only Scum ship I play, actually, to be honest. Yeah. Is the Star Vipers. I'm not very good at them. I suck at them. They die fast.
But they're fun.
But I like playing them.
Yeah, 3 of them on a table is a lot of fun.
So, I have Guri, Dalen, and the Black Sun Enforcer. Point costs, Guri, 88, Dalen, 65, and Black Sun Enforcer, 46. On Guri, Guri says, at the start of the engagement phase, if there is at least 1 enemy ship at range 0 to 1, you may gain 1 focus token. Now, they have what the pilot ability says, they have micro thrusters.
Ooh, micro thrusters.
Which allows them their funky barrel roll. So, while you perform a barrel roll, you must use the soft 1 template instead of the straight template. So, just so you know, micro thrusters is the new one for the barrel roll for, like, instead of, like, so that's what they're using for, yeah, anyway. And that's on the pilot cards now. So what happens is the actual pilot card actually has it, so there's no, like, title card that used to be on there.
No.
I've given it a hull upgrade, because why? Because why not? And stealth device, why not? Give me extra agility, why not?
Yeah, I was surprised that stealth device is all through the Scum faction now. That was kind
of and marksmanship, which, by the way, I really love the new marksmanship. It's fantastic.
Well, and it's 1 point.
Yeah, but its ability is good too.
Yeah.
It's not an action anymore.
Yeah.
And Virigo, which allowed me to have an extra modification, but also gives me the boost. So it says, during the end phase, you may spend 1 energy to perform a red boost action at a modified slot. But you don't need to really add the red boost action because they have a white one anyways. So I don't know why that's
I don't know what well, I guess...
I really don't know why even that's even in there.
If you No, because if you use that ability, it's going to be a red boost, even if you have a white one.
So, Dalen, his ability says, after you fully execute a maneuver, you gain 1 stress token to rotate your ship 90 degrees.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's like going to town, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to stress myself, and I'm going to turn my ship 90 degrees. Why? Because that's my ability. So here's the good thing about it. So you can do all your maneuvers. You can get all that stuff finished. You can barrel roll them as your action. You can get all this good stuff going. And then you're like, oh, wait a second. I'm not quite in arc. You know what? He's behind me. Oh, I'll just stress myself and I'll do a 90 degree. Oh,
yeah, but 90 degree, that'll just turn you sideways. It's not.
Yeah, but there could be something in there.
Well, it could be. Yeah,
I'm just saying this.
Whoever's behind you, that was going to shoot you in the side.
Hey, don't burst the bubble.
Oh, sorry. You're on a roll. You're on a roll. Sorry, folks.
Fire, and then he has fire control system, which is different than normally you would get a target lock with fire control system. It's different this time. So as while you perform an attack, if you have a lock on the defender, you may re-roll 1 attack die. If you do, you cannot spend your lock during this attack. So
yeah, that's fire control is weird now.
Fire control system. And before said, oh, I get to reacquire my target lock on 1.0. This one doesn't do that no more. It says you can reroll your attack dice. You can roll 1 of them only, but that's it. You can't take your target lock and reroll all of your dice again. No. Not allowed. Sorry, not happening. Only allows you to roll 1.
And so, I think that's a game changer right there.
And
the way they changed that.
Predator, obviously. So. What I put Predator on there for was because the fire control system lets me roll 1, Predator will allow me to roll the other, right? And then advanced torpedoes. So advanced torpedoes, proton torpedo states, spend your target lock, spend 1 energy charge, change 1 of your hit results to a crit result. Oh, so I get to keep my target lock because I couldn't spend it with fire control system. So I'll spend my target lock to fire my Archon Storm Proton torpedoes right up here behind. Anyways.
How do you really feel about that, Mr. Schwabi?
Anyways, I just wanted to, I want to put some flavor, color, text in there. Yeah. Anyways. And then...
Now, did it say on fire control that if you use fire control, you can't use your target lock?
Yes. You don't use it on the same turn.
Oh.
You can't attack twice.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. No, you're right.
What are you got, man? What do you think you're sitting there like, I can't attack like 4 times. Now, that would be pretty cool if I could attack like 3 or 4 times with Star Viper. That would be amazing. And John would be all over that, like white on rice.
I have no problem.
And then the Black Sun Enforcer just had nothing on it. He's just nothing. So he's just 46 points. So, and that loadout was 199 points. And that's all that I have.
That's all. Well, I got one little that I'm going to throw out there. Well, just for fun.
You and your quicks are like not quick.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
This is only a 2-ship build. I thought I'd have fun because I love the party bus. A YV666 light freighter Morello eval. Because let's face it, this is going to be a lot of fun in the game. If you would flee, which means fly off the edge of the board, you may spend 1 energy. If you do, place yourself in reserve instead. At the start of the next planning phase, place yourself within range 1 of the edge of the play area that you just fled from. So you fled here, you got this whole edge to re-enter next turn. Now everybody knows big bases are a pain in the ass to turn around. But this thing, I'm just going to fly it right into the battle, fly it right off the board, and turn around and fly right back into the battle. I think it's awesome. Of course, I've kept it simple. I put Perceptive Co-Pilot on it.
Is that the Falcon?
No, this is the party bus.
Oh, the party bus. Oh. I'm amazed you haven't built one with the Falcon. Mister, I'm so excited about the Falcon being in Scum.
Well, I'm
raving and ranting.
We
got a Falcon! We got a Falcon!
I used Chewbacca instead, just to frustrate you. So I put heavy laser cannon on. I know you were kind of about it, but it's still 4 dice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got Perceptive Co-Pilot. After you perform a focus action, gain a focus token. I put on Cluster Missiles, Munitions Failsafe, Trick Shot, and I put on the Houndstooth little thing so you get a Z95 if you do eventually blow up. I mean, the thing's 9 hull and 3 shields. It ain't going anytime soon. Like I said, you got 2 turns at least. You can fly it right off the board and come back wherever the hell you want. I think that's just awesome. So anyways, and just to keep the build fair, I put Soul Sixa on there. Oh, just give me a second here. And that's a 4. So the freighter's flying at pilot skill 4, so it's on the top end of the curve. So then I threw on Sola Sixa. You know what? It's a pilot skill 3. And you know what she flies? She's a new pilot. You know what she flies? The Scourge H6 bomber, of course. Because what else would you put?
That's the only faction that has the Scourge now.
The Scourge bomber. Why not? And her trick in this game, pilot skill 3. If you would drop a device using a 1 straight template, you may drop it using any other speed template instead. So this thing can drop it from 1 to 4.
1 to 5.
Well, yeah, I guess 5. I mean, it's only got 4. But yeah, you're right. 1 to 5. It could just decide.
Busted!
Hey, I don't care. Decide, you know what?
Oh, my word.
I was going to drop it 1, but you're 3 away. I'll drop it 3 instead. And then, of course, I gave it Genius. That way, after you fully execute a maneuver, if you have not dropped or launched a device this round, you may drop 1 bomb. So this thing can now move, and then I could go, I forgot to drop a bomb. Oh, wait, I can drop it 1 to 5. Don't you think that's great? I think that's hilarious. And, of course, I put on Boblet Generator. Why not? Boblet Generator. It's not as dangerous as it used to be, but bomb during phase, you may spend 1 energy to drop a bomb with the template, which I can change and do what I want with. At the start of the activation phase, you may spend 1 shield to recover 2 energy. So you get 2 energy with it. You spend 1 to use it. After you've used it twice, you have to actually get rid of a shield. And this thing has 4 shields, so hopefully no one destroys them too quickly to use it. So Bomblet Generator isn't as scary as it used to be, but it's still it's a goofy way of doing reload. I gave it.
Oh, it's gonna be quick.
Yeah, I gave it Afterburners. After you fully execute 3 to 5 maneuver, you spend energy to get a boost.
Oh man!
Advanced sensors, because we need advanced sensors. Marksmanship. I gave it Hammock.
I really like marksmanship.
I love marksmanship. It's one point, and I like it. And ion turret cannon turret, because every ship needs an ion cannon turret. So I threw that on our Sol Sixa, and then of course I put the card on, so I get the Nash Pup. And I like the Nash Pup because you can deploy only via emergency deployment. Thus, the mothership has been destroyed. And you have the name, initiative, and the pilot ability and the ship energy of the friendly destroyed Houndstooth. So this stupid thing can fly off the board and fly back on as well. And of course, just to help it out, I gave it Cloaking Device so that I could spend an energy for a cloak action. Cluster Missiles, because hell, why have a pup shoot 1 thing when it can shoot 2 things? And Afterburners. So this thing's just pumped full of energy. This one is a goofy build. Yes, it is. But I think it is going to be an absolute blast to get on the table and fly around. I just love the ability. Take my little ship. Oh no, they're chasing me. I'll fly off this corner. And I'll fly back on this one. Or I'll fly back on this one. Facing you or something. It's wonderful. Anyways, I just had to share that one. because I love the Scum faction. It is my favorite to play. And there's so many. I came up with 3. I could have sat down and decided another 3 builds that are going to be just as much fun.
I heard a lot about that, how much he loves playing Scum.
And I've been flying nothing but Imperial.
And he's been flying nothing but Imperial and nothing but Rebel.
But that's because I'm waiting for 2.0 to come out. He
hasn't played Scum in the last 6 months.
No, I played it at regionals.
6 months.
Oh, I don't know. But I've had a nice break, and Scum, I'm ready to come home. Anyways, on that note, thank you very much for watching us as we ramble on about our new builds for 2.0. Once the stuff comes out, we'll have to revisit these videos, put the builds together, and have a couple battles back and forth, and just see how these things work out.
By then, all my builds will have changed.
Yes, they probably will have a dozen times over.
I have a 1 beside them now. By the time I come back and redo it, I'll probably have 12.
So, anyways, leave any comments. Tell us what you think of the builds. Visit us on. Visit us here. Visit us.
If my luck keeps going, I'm going to shave my head bald.
Well, I just did that.
No, you're already losing it the way it is. Not
I'm losing it. Thanks, man. Anyways,
paint your head red like a cherry.
Yeah, thank you. On that note, thanks for joining us.
Facebook page, Gmail,
like us, share us,
subscribe. Hey, just so you know,
or whatever. It's a Scum video. We know who's gonna win. You guys have a great night. You take care.
Bye.